Welcome back to No Limits Wrestling and the final episode part before Retribution. And still to come tonight, our main event, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels goes one-on-one with the Phenom, the Undertaker. A blockbuster main event set for later tonight, and that is going to be one you do not want to miss. But first, we got a match that's been brewing for a couple of weeks now between the tag team champions and the newest tag team on the scene in NLW. Kofi Kingston, one half of the NLW tag team champions, along with R-Truth, set for one-on-one action live here tonight. As he makes his way to the ring, he must be wondering what he's in for tonight when he faces one half of the team that his team will face at Retribution. And at Retribution, his tag team championships will be on the line against the team of Mr. Kennedy and The Miz. Kennedy and Miz, on episode 13 weeks back, beat up Kofi and R-Truth in the backstage area, and that led to the commissioner making a match between Kennedy and Miz and Kofi and R-Truth for Retribution, and it will be for the NLW tag team championships. But for now, Mr. Kennedy has an opportunity to knock off one of the young rising stars and one half of the tag team champions in Kofi Kingston. Last week, R-Truth picked up a victory over The Miz. Can Kofi Kingston make it 2 for 2 and get a victory over Mr. Kennedy? Kennedy has been in some high profile matches recently. However, right now he's going up against Kofi Kingston, and Kofi has won most of his matches, but then again, if he's going to lose to anyone, it will be Mr. Kennedy. It's Kennedy with a massive clothesline to Kofi, but Kofi quick and agile. That's what his strategy is going to be throughout this match. There's the quick drop kick and a very pacey start from Kofi Kingston. Of course, you shouldn't count out Mr. Kennedy. He was the fourth man. He was in the final four in the Royal Rumble, so you can't really overlook that. And look at the strength of Kennedy right now to lift Kofi with ease. And and there's a stomp for good measure. Crowd not happy with that, but a stomp to the back of Kofi Kingston. And if you can ground and pound him as he's doing right now, he can try and take out the high-flying advantage that Kofi Kingston possesses. And as he's doing now, there's the net breaker to Kofi Kingston. And now, knee right to the gut of Kofi Kingston. And now Kennedy with all the offensive right now. Kofi Kingston is in trouble, but not for long. What a clothesline to the brash, arrogant Mr. Kennedy. He's got to watch out for this high-flying impact about to make his way, and look at that, what an arm drag by Kofi. The arm drag, and it sends Kennedy down as Kofi is on the apron and is ready to strike. The high flying in the air, and what a massive splash from the Jamaican superstar. Kofi in control for the moment, but spins around and sometimes can get a bit over himself. As he did then, Kofi with the kick out can become ahead of himself and forget where he is and try and show off a little bit too much, but Kennedy will take advantage of that. And look at that, good grief. And again, wise move by Kofi to get over him, but instead was immediately shoulder blocked down to the mat. Now he's in the corner and in deep trouble. Kennedy, for the moment, but there's a kick to the stomach, kick to the back of the leg, sends Kennedy down, and the kick to the skull. What a kick to the skull by Kofi Kingston, but that's not all. Not enough, and the house lights have gone up, restoring some light here into the arena. Apologies for the darkness earlier, but here's a back suplex by Mr. Kennedy. And now Kofi once again in trouble. He's on the apron and in prone position, but Kennedy, good grief, just shoves him. No remorse whatsoever from Mr. Kennedy, shoves him out of the ring. And now he's on the attack, right on the attack. Has him held by the head, and good God, DDT as Kofi Kingston's skull driven into the concrete. No give whatsoever on the outside, as you can see right there. We take a look back at the replay. Mr. Kennedy, massive DDT to Kofi on the concrete. We wouldn't be surprised if he had concussion after that one. Kennedy's in control, but Kofi trying to mount some offense, but cannot at the moment. Doesn't have much time, but he has enough to taunt this crowd. Kennedy taunting the capacity crowd, and here is the Kenton Bomb, or a variation of it. The rolling senton. And now, is Kennedy thinking of going for the mic check right now? His finisher move. Kofi Kingston in a heap of trouble. Kofi's got to mount some offense right now, and he does. Clothesline out of nowhere, and the crowd now getting behind Kofi. Kofi Kingston knows he's in control. Jamaican me Crenzy. He calls this is a flipping out, I'm tongue-tied. Kofi Kingston, he calls this his controlled frenzy. Right there's the double axe handle by Kofi Kingston. And here it is, the boom drop. And now is he going to set up for that trouble in paradise? Is he going to try and knock out Mr. Kennedy? He's looking that way, but Kennedy stirring at the moment. But still, oh my goodness, Kofi calling for the end. Goes for the trouble in paradise, but oh good grief, hung up in the ropes. Kennedy pounces, and oh what a mic check. That's it. The mic check has done it. And Kofi Kingston has been defeated. The brash, arrogant Mr. Kennedy does it again. And builds momentum for his team heading into the Tag Team Championship match at Retribution. Kofi Kingston looking up into the heavens. He is completely out of it. It might have been that DDT to the concrete that did it, maybe. But it looked as if Kofi Kingston was going to mount some serious offense right here. But that trouble in paradise that missed. He hung up in the rope. And Mr. Kennedy was there to take the advantage and pick up the victory. As you can see now, R-Truth in the ring, consoling his tag team partner. But the real story here is that Mr. Kennedy has grabbed some major momentum for his team heading into Retribution. R-Truth looking into the eyes of Mr. Kennedy now on the oh wait a minute, Miz jumping the barricade. Oh for God's sake. The Miz from behind in the skull crushing finale. No need for that whatsoever. A despicable display coming out of the crowd and laying out R-Truth. Now that was revenge for last week, after the Miz lost last week, but tonight got the upper hand. Well, it's clear from that display that they're serious about mounting a title defense, and maybe, just maybe, will win the Tag Team Championships at Retribution. Nevertheless, coming up next, the main event of the evening, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. An incredible match, an incredible main event. No Limits Wrestling returns after the Retribution match card is announced. It is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. It is NLW Retribution, and it will begin next week. And what a match card we already have. But before Retribution is the Retribution pre-show, where there will be a 2-ring battle royal this Wednesday, and the winner of that will challenge Hardcore Holly for the NLW Hardcore Championship at Retribution. Who will it be? We'll find out. And this one, as you've just seen, Miz and Kennedy have reached boiling point, and they will challenge the current tag team champions, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, to the NLW Tag Team Championships at Retribution. And this one, former tag team partners collide. The Monsters, Test and Kane, go one-on-one for ultimate supremacy this Sunday at Retribution. Kane wants revenge on Test. And of course, who could forget the 2-ringed Steel Cage War Games matchup, the first ever match, Randy Orton versus Batista's team. Those two teams collide in the War Games match. It is Shawn Michaels' last chance for Retribution. It is an Extreme Rules match for the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. This is HBK's final opportunity. And the main event, the final 2 men in the Rumble. The winner, Triple H goes against the Phenom, The Undertaker. What a match card we've got for you next week at Retribution. Retribution starting next Saturday, going to be one hell of a pay-per-view. And two men who will be competing at Retribution about to go one-on-one right now. First of all, he gets a huge pop from the crowd, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This Sunday at Retribution, he will go one-on-one with John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules match. He's been in those hardcore type matches before, but how will he fare against John Cena? He's about to do battle tonight with the Phenom, the Dead Man, the Undertaker. An Undertaker, as we've seen in recent weeks, has not been putting up with a lot of crap. But after last week, episode 14, you gotta think he will be sore, following a spinebuster through the stage at the hands of Triple H, Shawn Michaels' best friend. Earlier tonight, Triple H was made to be passed out by John Cena, and Shawn Michaels, that must have gotten ahead of him, but he's focused and fully ready on the task at hand, and that is to defeat the Phenom and send a message to John Cena. But Undertaker equally, he would like to send a message to Triple H by defeating his best friend in Shawn Michaels. And Michaels, this is what he's got to do, a cat and mouse style matchup for Shawn Michaels as he delivers those fierce shots to the back of the Undertaker. And if you can ground and pound the Undertaker, you don't want to throw hands with this guy, but that's exactly what Shawn Michaels is doing right now, and he is just relentless on the Phenom. Undertaker has to go one-on-one with Triple H at Retribution, but Shawn Michaels at the moment, oh well, I was about to say in complete control, but just shoved off. And now Undertaker back up, and now the hand grasps around the throat, but Shawn Michaels, quick and agile, and that's what he's got to do, dives at Undertaker, but Undertaker catches him and sent back down with a DDT. What a move by Shawn Michaels. Here's the cover and a kick out by the Undertaker. And Shawn Michaels, an incredible competitor, one of the greats in NLW as he's doing right now, holding his own against the Phenom. And now, oh my god, back body dropped over the ropes by the 300-pounder. An Undertaker, the power of him to lift Shawn Michaels over his head, and he drops straight to the floor. And oh my god, the Undertaker gonna fly through the air. The vintage dive by the Phenom, and you do not want to see a 300-pounder flying through the air at that speed, at that height. As we take a look back at the replay, the Undertaker crushing Shawn Michaels under his weight as he takes the high risk maneuver to a whole new level. And now he's got him over his shoulder, and HBK is in trouble for the first time in this matchup and driven straight into the steel ring post at ringside. And he's holding his head now. He's got to be careful because the Undertaker can mount some very vicious offense. Michael's trying to get him out, but instead Undertaker shoves him away yet again. And what a clothesline from the Dead Man to Shawn Michaels. And there you see again, HBK had that well scouted, and now going to deliver more shots to the head of the Undertaker. Shawn Michaels has to face John Cena in an Extreme Rules match, and if he can get out of this match without any weakness, without any injury, then he could defeat John Cena, but it doesn't look like it at the moment. The Undertaker with the old school, and already calling for the end. Oh, and HBK, well, hangs on, skins the cat. Undertaker, I think he realises, and oh my god, Shawn Michaels with the Hurricane Rana, and now is he going to catch out the Phenom? Here's the cover, and oh my goodness, the agility of Shawn Michaels on display there, and the Undertaker is in deep trouble. You can't overlook this. Look at this. After skinning the cat, Shawn Michaels, what a Hurricane Rana to the Undertaker. Shawn Michaels was speared through the stage by John Cena last week, so he's not the only one feeling the effect. Both of these men still battered and bruised after last week. That chaotic main event tag team match with DX and Cena and The Undertaker last week. Here's the moonsault by Shawn Michaels connecting with force. And now you gotta believe that Shawn Michaels is in the driver's seat. The Undertaker, not usually in this position, but you're gonna be in this position if you're facing a guy like Shawn Michaels as he goes straight over the ropes. Shawn Michaels in firm control of The Undertaker, and you gotta believe that Triple H is watching this backstage. Oh, and there you go. Clothesline to Shawn Michaels. As I was saying, you gotta believe Triple H is watching this backstage, his best friend against his Retribution opponent. Oh, good grief. HBK sent straight into the ring steps, and that is not where you want to be. The Undertaker has turned this around, but can Shawn Michaels regroup? And he does. He's got him by the head, and oh, good God. DDT off the steel, right on those exposed steel steps, and there is no give whatsoever, and I think The Undertaker will be happy that he's back in the ring. I've got to say, I'm surprised with how well Shawn Michaels is doing. Well, up until that point, what an uppercut by The Undertaker. And now HBK, and oh my good grief. Now he's got it. Now he's got the figure 4 leg lock locked in, and if he can wear down The Undertaker with the submission, then it may be all. Undertaker in deep trouble in the figure 4, but he sits up. But Shawn Michaels wrenching back on those legs and really has him in a very dangerous position, but Undertaker just about manages to get to the ropes. But you gotta believe that those knees are going to be heavily damaged throughout the remainder of this matchup, and the flying elbows connect by Shawn Michaels and the vintage kick up. Shawn Michaels knows that he's got Undertaker right where he wants him, and he's going to deliver some of those moves that made him famous. Undertaker one for making people famous, but he's really in trouble right now with the elbow dropped right on the chest of the Undertaker, and now Shawn Michaels showing his arrogant, cocky side, motioning for The Undertaker to get up off of the mat, as he has now. Is he going to deliver the sweet shin music to put this one away? But Undertaker had it scouted. And the massive clothesline does it, but Shawn Michaels immediately back up. Undertaker now going to try and turn the tide. Oh my God. The back of the Undertaker, the back of Shawn Michaels going straight into the turnbuckle, and there is the leg drop. Is this all? Here's the cover, but Shawn Michaels does manage to kick out. The Undertaker, not one looking for a fight. He is at the moment, oh good grief, hung up in the ropes, and now Shawn Michaels, can he bring this match back home? But caught out, throttled by the throat, and planted with the choke slam. Now The Undertaker calls for the end. Shawn Michaels is up off the mat, and I don't think that's where he wanted to be. Are we going to see the Tombstone Piledriver? But Shawn Michaels catches him out, and the DDT to the 300-pounder. Both men down, center of the ring, and what a main event this is, but oh for God's sake. We've already seen him once competing here tonight. But what the hell is he doing on the stage? The World Heavyweight Champion John Cena has no business being out here. This is not his place. And at the moment he's distracted Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels' attention's being grabbed by John Cena, and this is disgusting. But wait a minute. Triple H out of nowhere. Now he's going to get his revenge from earlier this evening. The pedigree on the stage. The pedigree on the hard steel ramp. And Triple H gets revenge from earlier tonight, when he was, oh wait a minute, Undertaker back up, and John Cena may have distracted Shawn Michaels after all. The Tombstone Piledriver. There's the cover, and that is it. The Undertaker wins this, and Triple H realises that he may have actually cost Shawn Michaels this match. The Undertaker victorious, and has all the momentum heading into his match against Triple H at Retribution. Cena still feeling the effect of that pedigree, but Triple H cannot believe that he may have cost Shawn Michaels this match. Not intentionally, of course, but as we look at the replays, it was clear that Shawn Michaels was a very valid contender, but the Undertaker seemed to have a little bit more in the tank. It wasn't until this part when John Cena caused the distraction and the Undertaker tombstoning HBK for victory. And look at Shawn Michaels, all after Cena, and he's saying, how about an early Retribution? He wants to do this right here, right now. He wants a fight with Cena, but Cena not having any of it. And look at this mega stare down. Triple H, eye to eye with the Undertaker. They will go one-on-one at Retribution, as will those two. Two combustible elements, and it seems as though the field has been set for Retribution.